Welcome to the 5th random day of the Shelter Point 12 Delights to wish this year good night. Calendar. I guess it's an advent calendar or a countdown to New Year's or the 12 days of Christmas, different spirits, liqueurs, and whiskeys. This is the 5th random one. Why they are random? In case you haven't been around for the other ones, this is how the inside of the box looked when I tried to open up the second one. The first one, the number one was standing up and I was able to extract it normally. But after when I opened number two, they were all lying down like this. So I'm guessing that one of them stayed standing in its little circular cutout pigeonhole, and all the others fell down thanks to the way it was handled by Canada Post. But that's neither here nor there. Right now, I'll put this down for a second. I'm just aligning my palate with a dram of Potter's Special Old Rye Whiskey, which probably doesn't have any rye in it because I suspect it's 100% corn. Anyway, it's an inexpensive way to sort of calibrate the palate so that if I get hit with something with a high ABV, I'll be able to take it because I've got a bit of alcohol in my system already. Or, yeah, I like to start with something like this. Okay, now that my palate is somewhat aligned, I can put this down and I can grab this. I will just reach my hand in and grab a bottle at random, which I have just done. And I will put this away. Now that I have chosen a bottle at random, I don't know what's on the label. I'm just going to open it. Oh, this one's not too tight. Huh. And I'm going to pour it. Now, just judging by the color, it looks a lot like water. I already had the vodka. Could this be a new make? I don't know. I haven't smelled it yet. Could this be a gin? I think they make a gin over there at Shelter Point up in Comox, British Columbia, or near Comox. Uh-oh, I'm getting a whiff of something now. Uh-oh. Aha! Botanicals. I detect botanicals. If this is not a gin, I might as well give up. Maybe I should get me some tonic water. Well, what I will do is I will taste it neat, whatever it is. Then I'll find out what it is, and if it's a gin, I will just add some tonic water to it. It's wait a minute. Just wait a minute. No, wait. On second thought, I don't think it's a gin at all. I don't have any way to gauge this, but I'm thinking it could be new make. It's kind of soapy. It has that It reminds me of soap. There's something like an ivory soap with a little bit of perfume added to it. Um, I'm taken right back to a bar of soap that I had back in the 1970s that I was going to make a soap sculpture out of. That I heard of soap sculptures, and of course I'm not a good sculptor at all, and I just carved something out of this bar of soap. But this, on the nose, smells just like that bar of soap I had. So yeah, this could just be new make. It has, first of all, it's soapy. It's a little bit, I mentioned perfume, didn't I? It's a little bit floral too. I don't know what kind of flower that would be that smells like this, but yes, it's soapy and it's floral. There's a little bit of that Tootsie Roll chocolate character that I was getting from the 1 year old, really. It has some of that same new make spirity thing that the 1 year old had. Let's check and see legs for the sake of checking to see legs. Sheeting action and trails of little droplets coming down. Once again, I have washed the glass properly. Nothing really sticks to the sides. Okay. I think I'm ready to taste this. Now I'm going to take a small sip because it might be quite potent. And I suspect that it is. There is no doubt in my mind now that this soapy spirit is a gin. New make would be a lot hotter than this. It's rather good. I am not one to typically drink gin straight. But this has a very interesting mix of flavors of botanicals. Very interesting indeed. There's some sweet, there's some dry, there's that definite juniper berry thing going on. But I'm not an expert on gin. I usually just get my gin, put in that much of gin, like right about there, and I fill it, the rest of it, with a can of tonic, and that's it. Is my gin and tonic, and I drink it. This is the last glass of its kind that I have with the ribs on the bottom. I hope someday I can find more glasses like this one because it tells me exactly how much gin to put in with my tonic water. I'd give the ABV about 40. Shouldn't be much more than that. 45 tops. This is easy sipping, easy drinking. It's not harsh at all. It's very smooth. It goes down like butter. Yeah. Very, very, very nice. Like I said, there aren't. I'm going to have to read the label, what it says now. I was right. Hand foraged botanical gin. No filtration, no added color. Well, why would you add color to a gin? Product of Canada, 40%, 46% alcohol by volume, but it drinks very smooth. It's like there are no harsh edges at this on this at all. Hand foraged botanical gin. Hand foraged local ingredients, sown and grown close to home. And once again, it is shelterpoint.ca, Shelterpoint Distillery. I should try and get the last few drops out of this. This is very, very interesting. I have had a few gins from around the world. You know, I've had London dry gin. I've had Canadian gin from Quebec called Ungava gin. I've had some gins from the United States. I've had a couple, but this one is quite unique and quite delicious. Usually, I'm not able to drink gin like I'm doing now. Just straight, with no tonic and nothing added. This is freaking delicious. You guys at Shelter Point, you've done a wonderful job of making gin. And if I can get a whole bottle of this one, I'm going to look for it. Maybe I'll have to cut. Maybe I can order it. Maybe I can order it online. I'll have to check that. But this is a nice spirit. I never thought that I would be saying this about a gin. Usually I have to add a whole can of tonic water to this much gin, or actually to that much gin, in order to make it palatable and accessible and not make me choke on the fumes. I can't say enough good things about this gin. I can't. It's just wonderful. And every time I take a nose of it, I'm going, oh. This is fantastic. Mm. There's the botanicals. Then in the mid palate, I'm getting something that resembles the Tootsie Roll chocolate. But then towards the end, I get the juniper. If indeed it's juniper berries, but it's the same kind of flavor I get out of gin usually. And then there's a beautiful, slightly bitter, slightly sweet, quite long-lasting finish. Like I say, I'm no expert on gin, but I like this. It's bottled at 46%. Yeah, you know, I could certainly get used to this one. I sure could. And the fact that, you know, they're making vodka and they're making gin and they're making other spirits. They're even making liqueurs up at Shelter Point, as well as many fine releases of whiskey. They have got their act together up there at Shelter Point. I'm telling you that with every little sample like this, and with every, or like this, and with every bottle, every 750 ml bottle of Shelter Point that I open, I get more and more impressed. And it's a very good thing that I wet my whistle with this. So now my palate is acclimatized. And I'm in a mood to taste this. If I would have just tasted this without the corn whiskey at the beginning, it would not have been so nice. Anyway, this concludes the 5th of 12 delights to wish this year good night. There are 7 more to go. I really look forward to them, and I will do them one per day until they're all gone. So, cheers.
Food Quig.
Food Quig.
Food quick.
Food Quig.
Food quick.
Yeah.